Unrivaled League needs Caitlin Clark, and they are preparing to offer her a massive deal.
Caitlin Clark just dropped a truth bomb on the WNBA, and the timing couldn't be worse. She's not even out of her rookie year, and Clark's already calling out the league's summer schedule, and the backlash is real. While Clark is shining on the court, she's also making it clear that something's got to change. With a lockout on the horizon and a rival league circling like sharks, the WNBA is on thin ice. The question now is, can they keep their rising star happy, or will they lose her to a new league? Clark's golf dream hits a WNBA roadblock. In an interview alongside WNBA icon Sue Bird, Clark didn't hold back. With a playful jab, she admitted that the league's summer schedule is interfering with something she loves, golf. The only downside about the WNBA, she said with a smile, is that it's during the summer. That's when you golf. On the surface, it sounded like a lighthearted complaint. But let's be real. There's more to this than just a missed tee time. Clark is gearing up to participate in the Annika this November, a prestigious LPGA Pro-Am hosted by golf legend Annika Sorenstam. She's already joking about becoming a pro golfer, but the joke comes with a sting. If Clark's frustration with the WNBA's schedule keeps growing, could she be tempted to explore other paths? A lockout in the making? The timing of Clark's remarks couldn't be worse for the WNBA. On the same day she aired her frustrations, the Women's National Basketball Players Association, WNBPA, voted to opt out of the current collective bargaining agreement, CBA. With the CBA set to expire, players are demanding better conditions, and if the league doesn't listen, a lockout could be next. Clark's comments about scheduling aren't just personal, they echo the frustrations of many WNBA players.
These rookies have put on quite a season, and it's not just Caitlin and Angel, Rickea Jackson and other rookies are killing it this.
The league may have celebrated record-breaking attendance and viewership this season, but those numbers mean nothing if players are burned out. And Clark? She's becoming the poster child for these demands. Her games have drawn millions of viewers, with one playoff matchup alone racking up 2.5 million. The top 15 most-watched games this season? Every single one featured Clark. If there's one thing the WNBA can't afford right now, it's losing the player responsible for this resurgence. Will Clark jump ship? Just as the WNBA scrambles to lock in a new CBA, an unexpected threat is emerging. A new 3-on-3 basketball league called Unrivaled, and they've got their sights set on Clark. The league, backed by Breanna Stewart and Napheesa Collier, is planning a full-on recruitment blitz to lure Clark away from the WNBA. It's crazy the amount of money Caitlin is generating for the league, Collier said. Teams are literally moving venues to accommodate the demand when she plays, and she's only making $75,000. If Clark jumps to Unrivaled, the WNBA could lose everything they've gained. With Clark drawing record-breaking crowds and forcing arenas to sell out, her departure could plunge the league back into irrelevance. And if other players follow suit, the WNBA could be looking at a mass exodus. The WNBA's record year, but at what cost? Clark's impact on the WNBA is undeniable. In just one season, she's shattered records and forced even the NFL to take notice. Indiana Fever's games have gone from drawing a few thousand fans to packing 17,000-seat arenas. TV ratings are through the roof, and Clark's half-court bombs have become viral sensations. The WNBA's new media rights deal with TNT Sports, promising 45 primetime games, puts Clark at the center of the action. But if she leaves or splits her time with Unrivaled, that media push could crumble. The league may have found its superstar, but keeping her? That's another story entirely. The scheduling crisis. Clark's jab about the summer schedule may have sounded playful, but it's hit a nerve. WNBA players have been vocal about the league's brutal scheduling for years. Breanna Stewart criticized the lack of breaks, especially for athletes coming off Olympic competitions. A'ja Wilson, the league's reigning MVP, warned that if things don't change, players might strike. Clark's comment highlights what many players have been feeling. Burnout is real, and the league's structure isn't sustainable. If the WNBA doesn't address these issues in the new CBA, they could see more players jumping ship to rival leagues or overseas teams. The WNBA's gamble. The WNBA is standing at a crossroads, and Caitlin Clark just became the voice of every frustrated player in the league. Clark's gripe about the summer schedule might sound playful on the surface, but it struck a nerve. This is deeper than missed tee times. It's about burnout, mismanagement, and a league grappling with how to meet its players' growing demands. Clark isn't just asking for herself, she's echoing the exhaustion of an entire player base. With the Players' Union officially opting out of the CBA, the WNBA is now on notice. The athletes are done playing through relentless schedules with little rest and less pay. For a league still riding the high of record-breaking attendance and TV ratings, the timing couldn't be worse. The union's message is clear: pay up, lighten the workload, or risk losing the very stars who made this season one to remember. And Clark's comments just poured gasoline on the fire. But here's the catch: the clock is ticking, and the WNBA isn't negotiating from a position of strength. With another league, Unrivaled, on the hunt for top talent like Clark, the stakes are higher than ever. If the WNBA fumbles this negotiation, it could lose Clark, and with her, everything it's worked so hard to build. Why the new league could be a game changer. Unrivaled isn't just another league, it's a revolution waiting to happen. Founded by basketball powerhouses Breanna Stewart and Napheesa Collier, this 3-on-3 league promises exactly what the WNBA players are demanding: shorter seasons, higher payouts, and most importantly, rest. And they've made it clear. Clark is their top target. They know that landing Clark isn't just about adding talent. It's about shifting the balance of power in women's basketball. Here's the kicker. The WNBA maxes out player salaries at around $241,900, but most athletes earn far less. Clark? Despite being the biggest draw the league has ever seen, she's reportedly making $75,000. Meanwhile, Unrivaled is waving big checks and flexible schedules. Everything Clark has hinted she wants. Less wear and tear on the body, better pay, and more personal freedom. It's the dream scenario. And if Clark jumps ship, it could set off a chain reaction, with other stars following her lead. This isn't just a rivalry, it's a battle for the soul of women's basketball. If Clark goes to Unrivaled, the WNBA could be left scrambling to survive. The WNBA's media push relies on Clark. Clark didn't just elevate the WNBA, she is the WNBA right now. Networks like ESPN, TNT, and CBS rode the wave of her stardom, smashing viewership records and turning her every game into must-watch TV. One of her playoff performances pulled in 2.5 million viewers, numbers usually reserved for NFL broadcasts. Indiana Fever games, which once struggled to fill the stands, now draw 17,000 fans eager to see Clark in action. She's more than a rookie sensation, she's the league's golden goose. But here's the harsh truth. If Clark leaves or even splits her time between leagues, that media momentum could come crashing down. The WNBA's entire marketing strategy revolves around her, and without Clark at the center of it, the league could struggle to stay relevant. Those shiny new TV deals with TNT and streaming on Max, they might not mean much if the main attraction walks away. The WNBA is facing an identity crisis. Can they build a sustainable future without relying on one superstar? Or will they crumble if Clark decides to take her talents elsewhere? Will fans stick with the WNBA if Clark leaves? Here's the thing about sports fans. They follow stars, not leagues. Caitlin Clark isn't just another player. She's the player. When fans tuned in to watch Indiana Fever games, it wasn't because they cared about the entire team. It was because they wanted to see Clark. Her rivalry with Angel Reese became primetime entertainment, with every game turning into viral gold. The Fever's rise in attendance and viewership was no coincidence. Clark's presence transformed the franchise, drawing over 1 million viewers per game. But the real question is, what happens if she leaves? How many of those fans will stick around for the WNBA, and how many will follow Clark to wherever she decides to play next? The WNBA has bet big on Clark to maintain its momentum, but if she's gone, what's left to keep the fans engaged? Clark isn't just driving ratings, she's the reason those ratings exist. If she walks, the WNBA could find itself struggling to hold on to a fan base that's more loyal to her than the league. Will the WNBA make the right move? Clark's playful golf remark might seem innocent, but it's a warning shot. The WNBA is facing a perfect storm: pressure from the Players' Union, a rival league ready to pounce, and a ticking clock on the CBA negotiations. The league's future rests on how it responds to these challenges, and the window to act is closing fast. This isn't just about tweaking a schedule or adjusting salaries. It's about creating a sustainable environment where stars like Clark can thrive without feeling overworked or undervalued. If the WNBA fails to adapt, they won't just lose Clark. They'll lose the momentum they fought so hard to build. The lockout is looming, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Every decision from here on out matters, and the league's next move will define its future. Will the WNBA rise to the occasion, or will they watch their brightest star slip through their fingers? The clock is ticking, and everyone, from fans to players, is holding their breath to see how this drama unfolds. If you've made it this far, let us know what you think in the comment section below. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.